Hey guys, Brian again. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to ignore the dogs. She won't shut up tonight. So, anyway, got another one to review. This is a Teisco. It's called the ET 100. It's more commonly known by people, they call it the Teisco Tulip because the body here, see the cutaway, how that's done. See, it kind of looks like a tulip, I guess, so that's why they call it that. Plus, on the pit guard here, you've got some etching, of plants and vines going around. So anyway, people just call this the tulip. So sorry, she won't shut up. But anyway, friend of mine over in Fayetteville let me borrow this. Don't have anything new to review at the moment. Hopefully here in a couple weeks I'm going to get something else and I can have, that I'm buying. So we'll do a review on that when I get it. But anyway, in the meantime, let me borrow this. And I have a Teisco. Well, first of all, this is probably the bottom of the line student model that you could get. This is at least, we're guessing this is at least from 1964, 1965, so almost a 50-year-old instrument here. And this would be the bottom of the line model. And from what I've been able to research, there was, I guess you could buy these brand new. I think they sold them through some department store. They're Japanese guitars, first of all, let me say. And sold them through some department stores in the U.S., and they literally made thousands of these. But you could get this for somewhere around $50, including an amplifier that came with it, I think a soft shell case, and it would give you like a book and a record that taught you how to play. So, not a bad deal for $50 back in the day, I guess. But anyway, just as comparison, this is a lower end guitar. The one I own, and I never have been able to find out what it's officially called. But anyway, this is just a little thicker body, very thicker neck, 3 pickups, better electronics, just a more professional quality instrument. But that's the one I have. That probably cost, a few dollars, quite a few dollars more than this. Let's see, different thing about this. Let's see, it's got, let's see here. This actually has the Teisco badge on the headstock. Mine's missing it. It's kind of a neat. It's metal, and you got this little crown back there behind the logo. Now, there's a lot of discussion from people. How do you pronounce that? Is it? I don't think anybody really knows. I've heard every conceivable version of that. I call them Teiscos. I've heard Teisco, Teisco, That one really annoys me, just the sound of it. Teisco. I don't think it really matters because actually what the Teisco stands for is Tokyo Electronic Instrument and Sound Company. And they started making these back in or not this particular model, but they started making guitars back in the 40s. I think just after World War II. Maybe it started before that. I'm not sure exactly. Don't quote me on that. But that, from what I read, I think it was after World War II. Anyway, And I don't know, they made these up until like the mid-70s, maybe late 70s. I don't believe they're in business anymore because I can't find any more information about them, but almost everything you find is from the 60s to the 70s as far as available models. This one, called the ET100, just because it's got one pickup on it. I actually had one of these a few years ago. In junior high, Dad found an ET200 at a garage sale somewhere for like $15, and it was in a whole lot worse shape than this. But it was before I knew anything about working on guitars and making repairs, and plus I couldn't appreciate it at the time. I was big time into the metal and the metal guitars, and I dreamed of getting the Les Paul, and this just was not cool to me at the time. I just never did touch it. I ended up giving it to somebody who really wanted it, which kind of sad now. I did, not necessarily because I still don't, well, we'll get into that a little bit. I'm kind of sad I got rid of it, though, because these things are going for big money nowadays, or, well, big money to me anyway, but we'll get into that in a minute. So, some things about this. Yeah, it's got these plastic tuning keys, the standard inline 6's you see on a lot of these guitars. Pretty solid neck. This is not, this neck does not have a truss rod in it. It's steel reinforced, so there's a steel bar in there. Helps from keep it from twisting. Of course, bridge, tailpiece, got a volume, and you wouldn't think normally you'd have a tone control on these single pickup guitars, but this actually does, and changes it just a little bit. So, and apparently, a difference on that's an extremely thin body, as you can see. Apparently, one difference on this and some other guitars I've got, I mean, that's actually that's not a plywood, that's a solid wood too, so go figure. I guess, if you cut it thin enough, it doesn't cost very much, but who knows what kind of wood that is. Anyway, got it plugged in here. Just on the clean sound. It's not too bad, I guess, but I've had people ask me, and I mentioned it in another video, I said, Brian, have you ever found a guitar that you don't like? Not really, until really I tried this. I'm not a huge fan. There's a few reasons why, and I don't where'd I be? Well, first thing, usually, now the saving grace on this for me is a good quality neck, and that'll get you through a lot of stuff. But this is the first guitar I've reviewed on here with these inline 6's. We got new strings on this. And give it another day or two, maybe they'll settle in, but I don't think so. I think it's a problem with these tuners. I cannot keep this darn thing in tune. I mean, brand new strings. I stretched them properly before putting them on. This thing was horrendous to get into tune in the first place, and it will not stay in tune. I've been fighting with it for a little while before I started the video, so if I sound off and I'm playing a chord, this thing just, it won't stay in tune. That's problem one. Problem two, I'm sorry, she's still barking. But anyway, problem two, I don't mind guitars with one pickup, and sometimes I think that's pretty cool. I've got a couple one pickup guitars, and hey, I'm all for simplicity every now and again, and And it's a very neat looking pickup. They don't make any that looks like that anymore, but this suffers from the same problem my red one over here does. Those are extremely weak pickups, so I mean, you know, maybe if you put some new pickup in here, you know, just some kind of new single coil that you put in a Strat or a Telecaster in place of that, you know, it might sound better. I think it's pretty weak. It doesn't sound as good as I would like. Other thing, the shape of these, it really, to me, it's just not very comfortable in my lap. Most of the guitars I've got are comfortable in my lap. I don't know why. I'm having a hard time explaining it. It feels weird to me. But the other thing, and, you know, I admit, you know, like I said, when I was in high school and had that other one, you know, I was a guitar snob. I knew what I liked. And you couldn't tell me that anything else was decent, you know. Well, as I've gotten older, I found a lot of these older guitars, even specific stuff, you know, that is made for